go today. That will determine if we'll hold a class tomorrow. If we're holding a class tomorrow, probably around 5 to, oh, sorry, 6 to 7 in the evening. Please share your screen and so that we can treat the issue for others. I'm waiting for you.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
How did I end up losing this project? I saved it. Which filter here is on? Is the filter here activated? What filter is that? Still waiting for you so that we can move on. Time is going, please. Rachel, if you have a question, you can ask.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
There's a challenge I'm facing with my Excel. The new downloaded one. I can't find X lookup. Ifs is not there. I don't know.
Think.
Do you hear what I said, sir?
Yeah. I don't think if it's 2021, there's no way, even if it's 1995, the ifs at least ifs should be there.
It is. I checked the account. I checked the account as you said. I should confirm. Check the account and saw that is 2021.
How about, have you tried uninstalling and installing?
Like 5 times I did.
And this point, I think it's out of my, because I've not seen anyone that have experienced. Is anybody here having that same issues? I don't know what the problem is. I actually don't know what the problem is because it doesn't make sense what you just said for it not to work. What kind of system are you using?
There.
What?
Is there? There latitude 350 X Gen Core i5.
Have you tried taking it to your local repairer to see if they can help you install a different one if it works?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
And you can try that because I to be honest, I've not experienced I've not experienced this. What you just said now before. So just try and do that. If you don't, if you still persist, let me know, please.
All right, thank you.
Uh, any other questions? I lost the analysis I did with you guys. I'm trying to. Okay. What was the last question we answered? I did that.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
While doing the assignment, I discovered that there was X match. So I wanted to ask what the function of the X match is. Thank you.
X marks.
Yes. Because I guess while I was trying to impute for match while doing the assignment, I discovered that it suggested X match to me. So I checked it and said that there was a function that was X match.
The assignment should just use the tools I gave you now to answer. Forget about X mark for now. Use
Yes,
the
I
lookup.
already did that. I just thought probably you could clarify that because I said thank you.
No, now is not the time. Time is really not on our side for me to deviate out of what I have planned for today. Maybe probably on Sunday when we're having the summary, I can go into that, but not today. I've already lost 20 minutes of today's class. So please. Okay. What you're filtered in? What did you filter inside? The person sharing.
Okay.
There's a filter there, if I'm not mistaken. What did you use
The
to
ones
filter?
that are
Here's your sort and filter. Where's it?
okay, let me go back to deactivate it.
Please
Okay,
activate your
see my filter. Okay.
click into the filter on that other date. Let's see.
To show you back forward slash then space.
This was what I was asking on Wednesday. Now, if anybody had this problem, so this is oh, good. All right, just go out from there. Go out from there. Let's try and sort it out. Go out from there. If you try writing functions regarding that date, it's going to return errors. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Have you highlighted everything?
Have I done one?
Have you highlighted everything on that column minus
Yes,
the
I
header?
have. I've highlighted. Okay, let me highlight including the head. I've done that now.
Minus the header. So hold Control and click on the header.
Okay, minus the header. Control
Yes.
Shift down arrow.
No, now you highlight everything. Hold Control and click on that header.
Okay, everything.
Not everything. The column. That's column. Just highlight everything on the column minus the header.
Okay.
Click on E. Just click on the E on top of it. Scroll back.
Okay.
Scroll back up. Scroll back up to the beginning, please.
Is it okay now?
Hold Control on your keyboard and click on the other dates.
Control,
Hold
then
Control.
other dates.
What did you? No, now highlight everything you click on the E, hold control and click on the other dates. That's it. Hold control and click on other dates.
That's what I did now.
No, you were selecting another thing on the other time. So go to data, please.
Okay.
Click on
data.
text to column.
Okay.
Before anything, close it first. Like cancel. Hold Control H.
Control H.
Yes. Don't tap anything on this. Yes, good. Now it's already there. So you're finding dash and you're replacing it with /. So click replace all. Have you done it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now close it.
Okay.
So that control H is what you use to perform your find and replace. So now go to the text to column now.
Okay. I'm there, sir.
Go to next.
Okay.
Leave everything as it is. Leave everything. Don't click on anything. Go to next.
Okay.
Now change it to dates. The data type.
Okay.
Click on the drop down of that month day. Change it to day month here.
Okay.
Click OK. Finish. Now click inside. Click the drop down of that other date. See if it's fixed.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so happy.
Like I said, so those of you having issues with this is how you can rectify it. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So let's move on to what we have. Let's finish up this analysis and start building our dashboard today. So because of time, I will send you guys a guide on the kind of visualizations you should choose when you're working, right? I will send you guys a guide, some notes on the kind of visualization you should go with when you're working. So, but before that, please, what was the last question we answered in the last class? What was the last question? Somebody should read out the last question for me, please. Somebody should read out the last question we answered, please.
How does the revenue compare between different visa categories?
That was the last question. Did we answer it? Did we answer the question? I lost that project. I don't really know.
Yes, we answered it.
All right. Okay, we'll stop here. All right. Is that where we stopped? What I highlighted?
Yes.
All right. So now, customer preference is the next question. Again, I've done this analysis, but let's look at it. How I got there. So they ask you, right? So between vegetarian or vegan and non-vegan, right? How do they buy? Like, what is their preference? What do they like buying most? Right? What do they like buying most? Now, how did I result to this question? We have 4 categories of pizza. Am I correct? We have the classic, we have the chicken, we have the supreme, we have the veggie. Are we together? Right? So what I did was that in the rows, I dragged the pizza category here. I dropped it here. And the value, I should probably change this from order ID to quantity. Right? So sum of quantity. So we have the pizza category and sum of quantity. There's a reason why this is here. Can somebody tell me why I decided to go with the categories? Anyone? Today's class is awfully dull. What is happening? I've never seen this low level of participation since I started with you guys. Loretta.
Sir, please, if I get you correctly, you said you're asking why we are looking for the why we used the category to determine the customer preference.
Yes. And how would you go about it?
Okay, I think if we want to know if the customers prefer the vegetarian, or if they have preference for the veggie or the non-vegetarian, we can what we can do is to compare the number of quantity that was purchased. That is the quantity of the veggie that was purchased as against for the non-veggie that was purchased. Then we can know the one that customers prefer.
Okay. So now, if we come here to our analysis, if we check each category. So we'll go with chicken. Like chicken is already out of it. So we need to categorize it into vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Am I correct? Am I correct? So how do we do that? Using these 4 categories. Anyone? Anyone? Rachel. Rachel.
Okay, if I understand your question, we want to categorize the pizza ingredients, right?
This is the question here. Is there a preference for vegetarian or non-vegetarian pizzas? So that means we need to group all of our pizza categories into either vegetarian or non-vegetarian, right? Now,
Yes.
looking at our pizza, we have 4 different pizza types here. So automatically, veggie is vegetarian, right? Veg is vegetarian, cool. There's no point investigating it. And also, chicken is non-vegetarian because from the name itself, you can see that it's even telling you that there is meat in it. Are we together?
Yeah.
So now, how do we know between the classic and the supreme if they are under the vegetarian or non-vegetarian? How do we go about that?
We use the ingredients.
Okay, so let's look at the ingredients. So let's start with the classic. All right, we'll filter into the classic. Now let's go through the major ingredients here for all of the different pizzas. All right, so let's start with the first one. Let's start with the first one. So now, sliced ham, that automatically disqualifies it to be vegan, right?
Yes, sir.
The second ingredient here is pepperoni. Pepperoni has also disqualified it. We'll check for the third one. We have beef. That's meat. For the fourth one, we have bacon. We have pepperoni. It's gone. For the fifth one, we have capocolo. Does anybody know what capocolo is? All the Tush people here. So let's Google what capocolo is. Because we can't just jump into conclusions. We need to know exactly what we are dealing with. So no Tush person for you don't travel go abroad. They form around.
I think in that same line we even have a goat cheese. Is there a need to still investigate that one?
It's
No,
a meat.
cheese is
So
cheese,
pork,
right?
pork or whatever.
Vegans can eat cheese. Okay, you can see here that capocolo or copa is an Italian and French beef and pork cut. So this has been, so we'll say, okay, good. Italian sausage, bacon, pepperoni. This one alone, literally everything on it is meat. From the bacon to the pepperoni to the sausage to this sausage. So this is a vegan's nightmare. So we'll also check for, okay, well, this is also another recipe, right? And ingredients. Does anybody know what anchovies is? Does anyone here knows what anchovies is? Okay, let's confirm what an anchovy is before we go ahead to. These are, you don't jump into conclusions as a data analyst. You confirm when you're having doubts. You confirm. You can see anchovies is like sardine, right? Who first of all put sardine on the fish? That's just disgusting to begin with. But again, vegans don't eat fish, right? So that has disqualified it to be a vegan recipe. So I'll quickly check through all of them, and looking at this from here, I can quickly check. Yes. So we can boldly say that all of the classic categories are non-vegan. Are we together? Are we together, class? Now, let's also check for that of Supreme, right? So we'll check for that of Supreme, and we'll have a fair bit of recipes here. So let's start with the first one. So okay, you already know what capocolo is, right? So that one is not really. So how about this oh god, this thing here? I'm not even going to bother. What does anybody know what this is? Priscilla.
It's just like pork.
Okay. Do you know how to pronounce it? You know, for we local ones. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So let's just confirm for the sake of everyone. Prosciutto. What is Italians? At the end of the day, the food don't go still get this. So you can see here, it's basically sorted like ham, pork. You understand? Italian pork. Okay. So this one also is not vegan. We know I know salami is and this capoloco. Okay. Here we have spinach, red onions. Okay, pepperoni has disqualified this. What else? Let's see. So we have prosciutto, capoloco, salami, prosciutto, salami, and yes, that's spinach. And we have pepperoni and artichoke, or is it artichokes? I don't even know. So we've confirmed through all of the ingredients that each category here, that the only category that does not offer non-vegan, that does offer vegan is just the veggie. So that means these three are non-vegan and this is vegan. Are we together? So now we'll go back to our analysis. So how do I categorize this? How did I categorize this? Can somebody guess? I was able to categorize this and this. Yeah. Based on our findings. Beverly.
Yeah, I think you summed up the classic, the chicken, and the supreme together from the quantity.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So that's it. So looking at this, if I come into vegetarian is just this. And if I come here into non-vegetarian is the sum of this, right? So if I were to put this into a pie chart, you can see, right? So the vegetarian is this, non-vegetarian. I can come here, I can put on our data labels, I'll drag this out of each other. All right, click, I go to format data label, and I turn on the percentage and the category name, new line. Can you see? So 77% of the time, our customers order non-vegetarian against 23%. Are we together? All right. So what's the next question? What's the next question? Priscilla.
The next question is, how often do customers order pizza at a time?
Okay. Order one pizza, not order pizza at a time. So can anyone, the answer is right there in front of it, as you can see. But can anyone using their logic, can they try to answer that question? How often the customer order more than one pizza? How, if I were to ask you that question, how would you go about that? Victoria.
Okay, I think we'll use the quantity column. The quantity will check out for where there is only one order and where there is more than one order.
Okay. And how do we go ahead to group them together? Like I did that.
Okay. We are going to do a count. It will count everywhere that the quantity is only one. Then it will count where the quantities are more than one.
So look at, if I click on this, right? In the rows, the quantities here. So we have 1 box, 2 boxes, 3 boxes, and 4 boxes. Then here we have the count of the orders. right?
Yeah.
So how did I put
Yeah.
this into one box at 98% and more than one box
Okay.
at 1.2?
The one box is the 47,693. Then the more than one box will now be the summation of 2, 3, 4. That's 903 plus 21 plus 3. Then you now change it to percent.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that's it, basically, right? That was it, basically. So I came here and I did this, and I did this. Now, for the sake of you guys, to add even more context, I'm just going to take this up. All right, let's just have this, and let's have this. So I summed up the from 2 to 4 boxes, and we got this, right? Again, when I push this into a pie chart, we can get a percentage from there. So you can see that over 98% of the time, they are buying only one at a time. Right? So we need to do something to encourage them to buy more than one box at a time. Are we together? Because the more they buy, the more money we make. Now, what's the next question? Patience.
I wanted to ask how they get the percentage.
Well, by now you should know how to calculate the percentage. You do a quick Google search, because I think I've done that multiple times. Just Google how to calculate percentage in Excel. You should be good. But when we want to visualize it, we can use pie chart to get the percentage without calculations. That's why I went with this. Does anybody, what's the next question, please? So that we can round up and use the next 1 hour to start visualizing. Rachel, all right.
Pricing insights. What is the price range of the pizzas sold?
Okay, what are the price ranges of pizza sold? Right? So what does anybody here knows the definition of a range? What is a range? Sarah. Sarah.
Range is the difference between the highest number and lowest number of value.
That's what range is. Okay, thank you very much. Esther Paul, do you want to add to that?
No, she already answered that. Thank you.
All right. Let me take a look at the question. All right. So we've answered this. Now, if they ask you what is the price range of the pizza being sold, right? So the best way I saw fit to answer this question is to give them, right, the minimum price, that means the lowest price, the mean or the average price, and the maximum price, right? That was how I saw fit to answer this question, to provide clarity on the spectrum in which all of the pizzas fall in. Are we together? So now, if I were to come here again, so this is how you go about it. You're going to create a pivot table here, duplicate one. You put in the unit price, you put it here, you change it to max. This is the most expensive pizza. You do the same thing, you change it to middle, and you do the third one, and you change it to the minimum. So the price range, let me Google what a price range is, or price ranges. So you can see the highest and lowest price of a commodity, security, etc., over a given period of time. So this is what a price range is, right? So the highest and the lowest price of a commodity. That's what price range is. So look at the highest price, which is the max of unit price. This is the lowest price, which is the minimum. So the most expensive pizzas we sell go for $35.95, while the minimum goes for $9.75. But on an average, we sell our pizzas at $16.49. Are you guys clear on this? Do you guys have any question there? Okay. Then finally, here we have, they asked us a question, right? So unit prices against sizes. So I want to know the price composition of the sizes and the categories, right? So this is how we go about it. Again, you duplicate another pivot table, right? You drag your pizza category into the rows. You drag your pizza size into the columns. Then you drag unit price, change the aggregation to average, and put it in the values. You will have something like this, right? You have something like this. So we can see that the most expensive pizzas here are classic, double XL, and XL. And we can also see that amongst all of the 4 categories here, classic is the only one that offers more variety when it comes to the sizes. You can see that it's the only category that offers XL and XSL, while the rest of them offer large, medium, and small. So you can see that the bigger the pizza, the more expensive it is, right? The more expensive it is. But on average, you can see the prices. On average, you can see the prices. So on average, Supreme, okay, chicken is our most expensive, followed by Supreme, then veggies, then finally classic being the cheapest pizza categories on average. How we got 16.49 is just the average of unit price. That's how we got it. Looking at it here, look at it. The average of unit price. All right. It is Islamiyat. Hoping I pronounce that correctly. The person raising a hand now. Go on. Islamiyat. Right? It's there a real low more. I don't know how to pronounce it though. No vex. But the person whose hand is up, please go on if you have a question. If you don't, let's move on to other things. All right. Let's move on to other things. I actually don't understand why someone raises their hands up and wouldn't say anything when given the opportunity to. Okay. So the final question here is, are there any time series with unusually high or low sales? Right? That's the question there. So how do we go about that? Again, just like we did, instead of doing it like this, let's go back to this first question, which is the peak order hours. What am I going to do here? I'm going to drag in the total prices, and I will drop it here. Right? I'll drop it here. Do you understand? So have the total orders and the prices generated. So again, if I were to condition this, let's see if there's a pattern there. Let's use the same red. I wouldn't use red, but let's change this to green. Let's change this to green. So is there a pattern of the orders and the revenue generated? Looking at this class. And what is the pattern? Esther.
Okay, so I realized that there is actually a pattern to this. There is a pattern to the count of order and sum of total prices. If you can look at that, the row label, the number 12 and 13, right? They actually have this similar pattern, like whereby the highest the other ID, or how should I even put it? The other ID have a higher should I say sales price or what? I really don't know, but I think there's a pattern here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's hear from Glory Chiamaka.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
From there, I can observe that the higher the count of order ID, the higher the sum of total price. So looking at 12 and 13, it is higher for the count of order ID and equally sum of total price. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Victoria Akafo, do you have anything to add? Because that's the last question we just answered, and I want to go into data visualization.
Not much. She has already said it's just the more the order ID, the more people order, the more the revenue increases.
All right. Okay, so now we are done with our analysis. Let's go ahead into our visualization. So, what is data visualization? Quickly, before we go into it, what is data visualization, class? Laura.
To me, I would say visualization is a graphical representation of your analysis.
Of data, correct? Of your analysis, correct as well. All right, that's simple and straight to the point. I like that. Priscilla, you want to add to that?
No. She has said what I wanted to say.
Okay. How about Chiamaka?
Okay, sorry, I didn't actually hear what Lawal said, but I want to say that is a pictorial representation of the analysis so that at a quick glance, someone would be able to understand what is going on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the input. All right. So I'll be uploading this after the class. I'll be uploading this after the class. This is when you should use column charts, bar charts, line charts, bar charts, donut charts, area charts, scatter plots, bubble charts, histogram, box and whiskers, heat maps, waterfall. Right? So can use this. I will try to see if I can get. I think I had the data for all of this to practice all of this. I'll check for it. It should be there somewhere. All right. So that's basically what data visualization is: the graphical representation of data. straight to the point. How about a dashboard? What is a dashboard and what is a report? Does anyone knows? Here. All right, Paul.
Sorry, sir, can you repeat your question? I didn't get you.
We have dashboard, we have reports. So what is the dashboard? Okay.
Okay, can I talk, sir? Sorry.
We're gone.
Okay, a dashboard is where the data is being visualized. Why the report is like a form of written notes or explaining what the data is, what the charts are showing, what the charts are representing rather. That's what I have to say.
Okay, and when should you use when should you use a dashboard? Do you use a dashboard every time? If no, if yes, okay. If no, when do you use a dashboard?
Okay, I believe we use a dashboard when there are large data, or should I say when there are data to represent. And I think we use dashboard for all kind of data to represent them in a way we can understand. Why reports, like I said, explains this data. So not really all the time they use the reports. We can basically use the dashboard to explain this data to the stakeholders.
Okay, let me show you guys something. Now we have something called visual reports. Okay, Eniola, do you want to add something?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
So there's just one point I want to make.
Okay.
Dashboard is interactive. So when you present to your stakeholders, you can interact. They can also interact with the dashboard. It's like a live stuff. Then the report is static. There's no interaction. It's just you showing them the charts.
All right. That's one. Very good. Glory Chiamaka also in the chat said dashboard provide real-time interactive data visualizations, while reports delivers in-depth structured analysis. So you all are correct. So please know when to use which. I just wanted to show you guys an example of a visual report. This right, where is it? This, right? This is this considered the dashboard, class?
No.
This is a report, right? This is a report. There are charts there, right? If I were to even incorporate the slides into this report, they are dynamic, right? But this is a report. Something like this is a dashboard, right? So now, but today we're going to be building a dashboard, right? We're going to be building a dashboard today. So the first thing ladies need to do is create a third page, right? So page 1, our data set. Page 2, our analysis. Page 3 is going to be what our dashboard is going to. It's going to be how our dashboard will be built. Now, after you're done with that, the next thing you need to do here is you go to view. You go to view, you turn off headings, turn off formula bar, turn off grid line. You'll be left with something like this. Are we together, class?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Turn off all of those things so that you have a blank canvas to work with. All right. Now, the design of a dashboard is plainly left to personal preference, right? You could go plain and simple, you could go vibrant and colorful, it's all up to you. But let's start working. Let's start working. So this is the image I want to use for this analysis. Let me show you guys. I want to use this image as my background. I'm thinking of either using this or this as our background. So which do we go with?
I think the first one, sir.
Joanna, Nina, you have a question? Don't worry, we'll have a poll. We'll have a poll. Just hold on.
I don't have a question. I wanted to answer.
All right. So, okay. So this is the first. This is the second. So now, in the charts, if you prefer the first, raise your hand up. Raise up your hand. Let me start counting. Okay. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and yeah, done. Okay, 17 persons prefer the first. If you prefer the second, which is this, raise up your hands, please. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 14 persons prefer the second. All of you that are in this, there are 70 persons here. Why are you guys not participating? There are 70 persons here. Only 30-ish, less than 50%. Okay, roughly around 50% of you are formed in this pool. What is happening? The rest of you, what's happening?
Hello, sir. Can I say something?
Go on.
So honestly, I'm struggling. Like I'm struggling. That's why most times I just feel like I don't even know anything in the class, and I feel so bad. I'm not contributing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know for others. For me, oh,
Go. What you will do? Go back. Watch the videos from the beginning. Watch the videos from the beginning. Where you're having issues, do research. Go online. Go on YouTube. Do research.
okay, sir.
You understand?
Okay, sir.
I'm not expecting anyone here to get it once. I'm not expecting anyone here to get it once. Where you're having issues, watch the videos. If you still don't have clarity, go online, make your research. If you still don't have clarity at that point, which I'm pretty sure you should, then just send me a message.
Okay, sir.
Send me a message. So okay, Paul, Esther, Paul.
Sir, sorry, I want to talk about this background. Like, when it comes about background, are we the ones to look for the right background, or is the company going to give us the right background to use?
The plethora of design languages we can go with, right? Now we are at liberty to express, right? We are at liberty to express. But when you're working in the professional settings, keep it simple. Number one, keep it simple. If you're working for a brand, go with that brand's color. What do I mean by that? Example A, this. Example A, this. Looking at this, we are working with Nigerian agro exports. Can you see how I went simple, green and white? Right? Not too much, go with colors that is representative of the brand you're working with. Another example here is this. Again, green and white, because I'm working with a Nigerian data set. Right? You can see the flow. You can see the flow. But if you're in the mood, maybe you're working on your own, like a side project, you're free to express yourself. Look at, you can see You're free to express yourself. This is a side project, but make sure if you're working for a brand, make sure you go with your brand colors. Now, majority has taken it, so we're going with this. So what do? I'll come here. I'm going to insert. I'm going to insert picture. This device, right? This device. I will look for. If you guys want this picture, I can send it to the drive. If you want to experiment with your own pictures, I would even prefer that. Like explore your creativity. I would even prefer that. Right? I'm using this as an example. So this is the picture here. What am I going to do? I'm going to expand this. Right? So we'll have this as our background. Right? Where do you get picture, if you may ask? There are a lot of websites you can get pictures from. You can go to Unsplashed. You can go to Unsplashed, unsplash.com. Right? Unsplash.com. You can get pictures here. You can see, right? You can go to Pixels. Right? You can go to Pixels. Can you see pictures? Pixels.com. You guys should take note of this. You can go to FreePix. FreePix. You can go to freepik.com. You can get pictures. Can you see? So these are 3 websites where you can get pictures. There are more, but these are the ones I use the most. Okay, Doris Okpara.
All right, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. So please, how do you try insert the picture, like get the picture, upload it and insert it in the background?
Just go to insert, really click on insert, click on picture. It will ask you from your device, stock images or from online. Just click on this device. Make sure you've downloaded the picture. You go to where you downloaded it. Mainly click on that picture. Mainly click on that picture and you click on insert. It's going to appear here.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, then you can go ahead and you stretch it out to fit your screen. But this looking like this, do you think is going to work, class? All right, good. So now the next thing we need to do, we need to add kind of like a film, a semi-transparent film, right? We're going to add a because layering is very good. Layering is very good, right? I'm going to insert, we're going to work with 3 layers. I'm going to insert a rounded corner square, right? A rounded corner square. I'll click on this yellow dot here to reduce the curvature of it. All right. I'm going to drop it here. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to drag it and bring this down a bit. I'm going to drag it. Okay. And we'll have something like this, right? We'll have something like this. Again, I'll reduce the curvature a bit. We'll have something like this, right? So the next thing I will do here is I'll right click. I'll go to format shape down here. I will turn off the line. I don't want the border around it. Then for the fill, I'm going to change it to white. I'm going to change it to white, but I'm going to set the transparency at maybe 30%, right? We're going to have something like this. Maybe let's go 35%, right? We're going to have something like this. Are we together? So this is how you layer. Just after this, one minute, please. So I'm going to create. You don't know as a data analyst, you're a mathematician, you're a programmer, you're a graphics designer. Like, it's crazy the amount of things you need to learn to be a data analyst. You need to learn how to layer, how to create layouts, layouting flows. You need to use pen and paper, start drafting the look of it. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. So we're going to have this, right? So the next thing I want to do here is I want to create a panel for our slicers. I want to create a panel for our KPIs. Then we'll now create individual tiles for our analysis. Right? So we want something like this. Right? This is going to hold our slicers. This is going to hold our KPIs, and this will be the tiles we'll be using for analysis, right? So, okay, I'll probably, let me reduce. Let me see. I'm thinking of a design I can use off the top of my head. Let's see. Okay. I'm coming up. Okay. I'm going to insert another shape. Right? We're going to have this, right? This will be here. This will house our sliders, right? I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to drag it down. Control C, Control V. I'll duplicate, and this will house our KPIs. Right? Are we together, class?
Yes.
Now, you see how things will take shape. Okay. So now, bring this down a bit. Cool. So now we need our colors, right? We need our colors for this analysis. So I want what color do we use? What colors do we use here? Okay, so I can come here. I'll go to this website called Red Ketchup. Redketchup.io, right? it's a color picker website. So what does this do? The pictures you're using for your background, you can pick a color from that picture and get the color code. So what do? I'll come to browse. I will go to this picture we're using here. We're at DAO, right? So it has uploaded it. So class, which two colors do we use for our visualization? I'm leaning towards this cherry red. What second color do we use here? Ladies, you guys are the ones who do the colors. Here's the brown.
The green. Okay, or the brown. Yeah, the brown.
The
Red,
course level I'm
sir,
seeing
red.
Okay. Red and green. Okay, I like the red and green because we need like a contrast. Let me see what
Red
this
and
color
green,
would do. Let me see what this color would do. This is black. This is black. This is black. Remember, this is a pizza analysis. We need vibrant colors to signify food. Right? So we can get this. I like this color. We need a second color. So we'll try the red and green first. If it works, we'll leave it. If it doesn't work, we'll come back and we'll try to pick another color. Yeah, this cream looks good. So this color here will be our primary color, right? This will be our primary color, this cherry red. So I'll come here, I'll copy this color code. So let's come back here. I'm going to change this. I'll go to format shape. I will change this to no line. The fill, I want to change it to our color. Right? I like this color. Looks good. Okay. Then I'll click on this. I could come here. I could come over to this part here. And I could turn on the shadow to make it pop a bit. And turn this to the outer offset, bottom right, the first one here. Click on that to have a pop. And the color should be this, just a slight pop there. I'll come here. I'll change this one to, let's go this color. I'll also turn off the line. The transparency should be around, okay, I could do 26%. Let's change this to white, right? Let it be transparent, 26%. I'll also come here, I'll turn on this to make it pop. And I will change it to this. So you can see we have this, right? We are building. We are building. So let me drag this in a bit. Let me drag this down a bit. All right. So the next thing we ought to do here is to get our title. So I will go to insert. I'll click on text box. I will insert a text box here. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to call this Danny's Pizza Place.
Low battery. Please charge.
Right? Everyone should use his or her name when you're creating. I need everyone to participate in this project, please. So I'm going to use my name here. You could go online, get different pictures, get different shapes. Just express yourself with this project. Is that okay?
Low battery. Please charge.
All right. So I'll call this Danny's Pizza. Right? I'll highlight. Let's make this bold. Let's increase the size to like.
Low battery. Please charge.
Okay. Come here, go dashboard. Right? I can expand this a bit here. I'm going to change all of this to a Segoi UI font. So instead of Calibri, I'm going to change it to Segoi. Again, personal preference, but I like Segoi UI. Segoi UI. It looks good. So the next thing I'll do is I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to change the color of the text to our color that we use here. Right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to right click. I'll go to format shape. I will change this to no line, no fill. So we'll have this. All together, class. Now, you see how we've never started building it out just to set it up. See how long it's taking. It's not easy. It's not easy. So now the next thing we're going to do here, we need to get our KPIs, right? So how do we go about that? We have just roughly, okay, I think I might take, it's okay if I take an extra 30 minutes with you ladies today. Let's see if we can build, let's see how far we can go. We'll meet tomorrow, then on Sunday to cap up everything for Excel. Then you guys have Wednesdays to rest. On Friday, we'll kick up Power BI. So, you know the funny thing, when we are done with this, we need to take a screenshot to avoid issues, but we'll get there. So I will insert, this time around, I'm going to insert a text box, right? I'm going to insert the text box. Right? We'll have this. I will come back to my view. I will turn on formula bar. Right? So this is where cell referencing comes into play. Right? This is where cell referencing comes into play. Instead of writing out our KPIs, we are going to reference those KPIs. So what do? I'll click on equal to, right? I will come to the analysis. Then I'm going to select what is our first KPI. I want to know the total number of orders we've taken. So I'll click on this and I'll press enter. And you see, I've referenced this here. Are we together? Did anyone say how I did that? You're seeing how we are using everything bit by bit, everything with lamps. I told you all of these things, they are there. They will never go. You need to learn how to use them. So now, I'm going to duplicate this. I'll go Control C, Control V, right? So the next thing I want to get here is the total revenue. I will go equal to, come to analysis. I'll click on total revenue. I'll press enter. I need to expand this a bit for it to fit. Esther Paul, do you have a question? Esther Paul, questions? Ebenezer. All right, let's continue. I'm going to duplicate this. Control C, Control V. I want to get the third KPI, which is our total quantity sold. I'll press enter, Control C, Control V. The fourth KPI, which is pizza categories, Control C, Control V. The fifth KPI, which is the pizza type. Control C, Control V. Finally, we have our final KPI, which is the average price. Is everyone on board up until this point?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'll bring this down roughly around here. Bring this down around here. I'll give this some space. Let's give it some space. We need to align them properly. So I'm going to mark all of them. I will go to shape formats. I will go align top, right? So that they'll be on the same height. I will go distribute horizontally so that the space between each of them will be simultaneous, will be the same. So successfully aligned. Why does it feel like my eye is tricking me? Like some of them are. Is this thing straight?
Yes, it's straight.
Okay. So now I'll come here. I will come here. I will change this again to SIGO UI. I will make it bold. I will change the color to this. I'll right click. I'll format shape. I'll turn off the line. I'll turn off the fill. So we'll have something like this. Are we together? Now I'll come here. I'll make this bold. Right? I'll make this bold so that people can see. 14 looks good. What do? I'll click on this. I'll come to home. I will say format painter. I'll just tap the next one. And you see, I expand it, we get the amount. I will come to home. I will format painter. I will drop it here. I will come to home, format painter, drop it here. Home, format painter, this, and finally this. Are we together? Now, I'll grab this text box here. I will duplicate. I'm going to clean everything inside. So the first one is total orders, right? Total orders. I'm going to highlight. I'm going to change this to a 12. I'm going to change the color to a darker gray. And we'll have something like this. Shrink it down, and I'll bring it, I'll drop it here. Still too big. Take it down to like an 11 or a 10. 10 looks good. And I'll fit it in to look or something like this. Shailene, do you have a question? Joy, the person whose hand is up. All right, let's continue. This is our total orders. I will Control C, Control V. I'll bring this here. This is going to be revenue generated. revenue generated. Control CV. This will be quantity sold. So it's quantity sold. I'll come here. We'll give this pizza categories. This thing don't have better hand coordination. Changes to pizza types. Control C, Control V, and finally we'll change this to average price. I'll also mark all of this. Also going to, I will go to format shape. We're going to align to the top. And okay, it's looking good. I think this one needs a bit of movement around this slightly. Oh, for fuck. I almost saw it in front of YouTube. Okay, I like this. I'll also take this again. Getting this thing to look right is a bit of a problem. I'll align top. Okay. Okay, still not as perfect as I would want, but it's decent. Questions? Questions, please. I think somebody raised their hand. I mistakenly closed it. Okay, yeah, Eze Ugochukwu.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please, I want to ask, like when giving us this visualization to attain, does it have to be like in submitting it? Does it have to be like impeccable, like this, like very perfect, or is what they are looking for like this answers to what you're asked to do?
You're a data analyst, right? Someone like me, I strive for perfection, right? You're also a professional. You don't go with half-baked product to present to your stakeholders. Make it as perfect as possible.
Okay, sir.
You understand? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Any other question? I think this will be perfect. Any other question? Okay, yeah. Loretta.
Yeah. So the KPIs, are you saying we cannot make them to be brighter, like the total orders, the revenues, and the rest?
What do you mean? Are you talking about the figures or the labels?
The labels.
Up to you. Up to you. This is purely aesthetics, right? This is purely aesthetics. You can make it darker. Making it darker might work. You could go black, total black. I think this pops better. Also works, right? So come here. You could go black. Still cool. This is just personal preference. That's all. Any other question? So that let's build our first page of this dashboard. Then tomorrow we'll finish up. May God help also, so that we will have enough time to go through those assignments. Any other question? Okay. All right, let's start building our dashboard, right? So we need to start creating our tiles. So I'll come here. I can either, okay, I can just grab this. I'll duplicate it, Control C, Control V. I'll bring it down. I'm going to reduce the size. I'm going to reduce the size. I'm going to reduce the curvature here. I'll right click. I'll format the shape. Joy, do you have another question? I'll change the shape. Still going to be white this time around. I don't want any transparency. I will come to the shadow. I will change it to this. And let's bring it up a bit. Okay. Let's see. Control Z. We'll click on this. Let's see. Okay, I like this. This pop here. Joy, Shailene. This Shailene. This Shailene. Oh no. All right. So we'll have our first tile here. We're going to start visualizing. We'll adjust that. So I'll come here. I'll highlight this. I'll highlight this. I need to take out the filter. I need to filter all of them. Right? I'm going to sort this by, let's go by order ID. Right? I'm going to sort by A to Z. Order time, order hour. Let me see if I have, okay, I'll take this out. Let me drag in the order hour in here. Good. I'm going to mark this. I'm going to insert this into, so this is how you build the charts. You go to insert, you click on recommended charts, right? You click on recommended charts. So for changes over time, we're going to use a line chart. I'll click on line. Okay. I could go combo charts. Yeah. Okay, let's go line. Let's go combo. I want to use sum of total price is the line. I'll also use count of order ID as the line as well. Then I'm going to use the count of order ID as our secondary axis. All right. So our secondary axis. I'm going to click OK. So have something like this. I want to get a class. We'll have something like this. So this is how you format the chart. The first thing you need to do is to get rid of all of this gunk here. So you come here, you right click, you see hide all field buttons on charts. right? You come here, you delete this. You have something like this, right? You come here, you delete this. You right click at the border, you go to format chart area, you turn off the line, you turn off the fill. You want your charts to be transparent, right? You want your charts to be transparent. Okay. The final thing we need to do, we need to work on both sides. We need to work on both sides. So on this axis, if I click here, I will go to where these columns are. There's 4 columns here. I will go to numbers. I will change the code, the format code to 0, K. Right? 0, K. I will click add. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
I could go, okay, let's go 0.0. Let's see if I can get a decimal place there. This thing still disturbing to now. Okay. Coming up. I'm gonna try double comma here. Let's see something. Okay. We'll just go 0, K. Right? 0, K. This Charlene, you've been raising up your hand. When I ask you to talk, you won't say anything. When we move on, your hand will still be up. I'll also come to this right axis. I'll do the same thing. This time around, it's going to be $sign, $0, K. Let's see. Yes, very good. So we have this. I'm going to Control X to cut it. I'll bring it here. I'll paste it here. Right? I'll paste it here. Let's expand this a bit. I'm going to drag this in here. I'm going to reduce this. Reduce the size a bit. Make it fit. Shoot. This axis, I thought I used 0, K. Okay, I use double comma. Oh, sorry about that. 1, comma. Yeah, so have this, right? So now I will have to format the. I want to format. So I'll click on the line. I'll click on the line. I will go to line here. I will change this to smooth line, right? I'll change it to smooth line. I'm going to change, what color is this representing? Okay, this is representing order ID. Okay, I'll come here. I'll also change the second one to smooth line. Change this to smooth line. And I would change this to our color, right? Let's see if we can work on this. Let's see if we can work on this axis to bring this down a bit. So the minimum here is, the maximum is 8,000. Okay, the minimum should set it to 0 for the axis. 0. That should be our minimum. The maximum, let's change it to 10,000. Right? Let's change it to 10,000. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, let me change this to minus 5. Let's see what it will look like. No, what was the number here before? Please mute your mic, please. Minus 1. Was it 1,000? What was there before? If anyone can remember, before I changed it on the minimum axis. Could anyone remember what was there before? Hello, class.
I think it was it 1,000? Yeah, then the other one was 8,000.
Okay. Let me change it back to 1,000. Let's see. Okay. I think we can work with this. All right. Okay. They've taken light in this house, so still I'm sweating. All right. So now, I think that 30 minutes might not get here though. This one, there's no light again. I would click on this and I'll change this. I'll go back to our website to grab our second color. So what color were we using? What was the second color? Was it the green or was it the sorry?
The green. Green.
All right, so
Green.
I'll click on this green here. I'll get the code. I'll copy it. Change this line to that green. Paste the code here. Click OK. Okay, looks good. So let me come back to our charts, our analysis. So the next thing here I want to grab is I want to also put this, but this is going to be in a bar chart, right? I'm going to insert this into let's go with the column chart, right? I'm going to insert this into a column chart. I'll take this out. I'll take this out. I'll take this out. I'll take this out, right? All right, click. I'll go to format chart area. I'll turn off the fill. I'll turn off the line. I'll click on our bars. I will change the color to our traditional color, which is this. I'll turn off the line for the bars. I don't want any border there. Now, I'll come to here and I'll change this gap width. I'll increase it to like maybe almost 300. Okay, 300 looks good. 300 looks good. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to paste it here. Oh my God, this is why. And I'm selecting the wrong thing. Victoria Okafo, do you have a question? Victoria. I'm looking at this through the Meet platform, so it's so tiny. Esther, go ahead.
Sir, I want to ask a question. When you mentioned something about we can reduce our we can find out the top 10 in data. Does that include all kind of data? Like say you want to find out the top performing customers. That means the customers who buy more, or the top performing states in a country, or top performing cities. Instead of the data, because if you put it in a visualization chart, it's going to be so much. So is it
Yeah.
okay for us to like find out the top 10 or top 5 without it not ruining the entire data, like not making the
Yes.
right decision?
Always go from top 5 to top 10. Always go from top 5 to top 10. When you're having a lot of data you're working with and you're looking for the top 5, top 10, good.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So I really thought I could finish this first page today. This one, there's no light. Okay, let's see how far we can go. So I'll come here. I'll duplicate this, right? Control C, Control V. I'll bring this down here. I'll reduce this to match the size here. I'll also reduce this a bit. Okay. So I'm going to visualize. So I'm going to visualize this. We'll highlight this. This time around, I want to use a column chart. I'm going to insert this into a column chart. I'm going to insert this into a donut chart. Right? I'll copy this, I'll cut it. I'll paste them here. Right? I'll paste them here. Let me just shrink this in here. Oh, we'll format them tomorrow. Let's just put them where they're supposed to be. We'll work with them tomorrow. I'll come here, Control C, Control V. I'll duplicate. I'll put this here. Right? I'll put this here. DK Joy, if you have questions, you can ask. The next set of visuals I'm going to drag or create here is I'll get the top 5 pizza categories and top 5 most ordered pizzas.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
So, sir, like the way you are, like you're putting the two visuals, like the two graphs in one, let's say horizontal bar. Can it be like on like differently? Let's say I have like three different can I say is label for those graphs? Is he can I do it like that?
Thank God they brought the lights. Thank God. Okay. Now the reason why these are together, is because they are telling the same story. Right? This is the time of the day. This is also the time of the day. Right? This is Monday to Sunday. This is weekday and weekend. Right? That's why they're together. They're telling the same story. Right?
Yeah.
That's why you can see here I created separate tiles for what I want to do because these are telling different stories.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So looking at this, okay, I can shrink this further. I think this would be good. And shrink this as well. This should also be good. And drag this here so that we can have enough space. And I'll drag this here. Right? So now, I created a chart for the top 5 popular pizzas. And I will, Esther is the hand up. Do you have a question? And I'll also create one for also the categories. Using column charts. So I'll hold this, I will hold this, I will Control X, I'll come here, I'll paste them, right? We'll have the top 5 popular pizzas here. We'll have this here, right? We'll have this here. You're feeling like it's like she said, I'll come here, you can do this, right? I'll come here. You can do this. Change this from send it to back, send backwards, right? Rather, let's bring this forward. I'll bring to front. If I take this and I put it here like this. Are we together, class? Right? You can do it like this. You can do it like the way it is down. Doesn't really matter. Right? Let's just build. I want us to build the charts. We'll format them tomorrow. So this is our first page. So how do I duplicate this? What do I need to do? I just need to come to this sheet. I'll right click. I will go to move or copy. I will say create a copy. I will click OK. So automatically I've duplicated the sheets here. So we'll have the first one, we'll have the second one. Now, instead of building all of these things again for the second sheet, I'll just come here. I'll mark all of this. I'll Control X and they're gone. So you can see that now we have the layouts. Now we can build our second page. Are we together? I'll name this dashboard 1 or page 1. Page 1 I'll build it. I'll call this page 2 in it. Good. So the next thing I want to visualize here is I want to find out which pizza made the most money, which pizza category made the most money, price comparison, and popular pizza sizes. So again, I'll shrink this even further. These things are too big for what they want to do, for what they want to be used for. And increase this a wee bit here. And take this here. Now, I'll come back to my analysis. I want to find out the pizza with the most revenue generated. So I would come here. Where is it? Pizza with the most revenue generated. Okay. These are the top 5, right? We're going to insert this into bar charts, column charts, right? Column charts. Pizza revenue by categories. I'm also going to insert this into the column charts, right? I would also, okay, let's cut this, right? I'll cut this. I'll paste them here. I'll drag this one. I'll put it here. I'll drag this one. I'll put it here. I'll also come here. Let's grab this too as well. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to put this into a donut chart. I'll select this. I'll put it into a donut chart, right? I will mark, I will cut, I'll paste it here. I'll drag this, I'll put it here. I'll drag this, I'll put it here. Right, I'll take your questions, I'm coming. Then finally, I'll grab this. I will insert into recommended charts, bar charts. We'll have this, and I'll grab this. I will insert into this. Again, I'll mark this. I'll mark this. I will cut it. I will come here. I will drop it down. Why is okay? This is the second one. I will take this. I will drop it here. Probably needs a little bit more. I'll copy. I'll put this here. Okay, let's just go with the same for all of them. I'll drag this. I'll go to formats. I'll bring to front. I'll put this here. Questions? Questions? Does anyone have any question? Abimbola Sabina. Yes. I can't hear you, Sabina. If you're talking, I can't hear you. If you have question, ask. So we're going to format the chat tomorrow, 6 to 7. We're going to build our slicers to make it dynamic, and we're going to link both pages together. So if you have any question, please, the floor is yours. Ask your questions, please. Hola.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I want to find out because I actually did something on Excel. I actually built a dashboard on Excel before now. Then I discovered that saving it, I couldn't save it. I lost all the work I did on that Excel sheet. So I don't know how you are going to, because you are not done with it. So how do you intend to keep all the charts, all the changes that you have made today
Can you
till
come again?
tomorrow? What I'm saying is, how do you intend to keep all the visualization charts that you have done on the dashboard now till tomorrow? Is it still going to remain like that? How do you intend to save it?
All I need to do is I'll come here. I'll just press Ctrl S to save. And that should be, it's still loading, it's saving. No, the colors and the formatting, we'll do that tomorrow, Sabina. I just want us to get the dashboard done first. Then we'll put the finishing touches tomorrow. So I'm done saving it. The person asks, if I close this, right? If I close this, it's closed. If I open my Excel and I open the last file, Wahala. Okay. Let me also save this. Let me open a fresh Excel, right? And if I open the file that I was working on that I just saved, we should have everything we have here. We've done. It's loading. Can you see? The person that asked the question, can you see it?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Does any other questions? We are done building the dashboard. Don't worry. We're going to format it. It's going to look nice, right? So to go from the way it is to something like this, we'll have something like this. By the time we are done tomorrow, we're going to have something like this, right? We're going to have something like this tomorrow. So don't worry about the formatting or anything. We'll handle all of that tomorrow. But based on everything I've done today, does anyone have any question? Dennis, Esther. Dennis, Esther. Can't hear you if you're talking.
Sorry, hi, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
So it's not a question, but based on that we get this, like the video for today uploaded, maybe before the end of tomorrow, maybe before the next class tomorrow, so that me that network has been picking in and out of the class, I can, catch up on everything that was done today. So when they
Okay. I think the network that you're running away from has caught up with you because we can no longer hear you again.
Hello? Can you hear me? I don't know if you heard what I said.
Yeah, you went off for about 20 seconds or thereabout.
Okay, so I was saying, like, network has been bouncing me in and out of the
It's bad. It's bad. Can anyone else hear
whatever
her?
it is that was supposed to be uploaded.
No.
Can anyone else hear her?
No.
I think she's just trying to talk about if the class can be uploaded early so that she can catch up before tomorrow.
Admin. Is our dear admin here with us?
All right, that's fine. I would follow up on it.
All right. So you guys will get the videos before tomorrow. We are fixing an extra day for tomorrow. We are fixing an extra day for tomorrow. So so that we can finish up and we can cover, and I don't try. It's been a really intensive month. 6 to 7 tomorrow. 6 to 7 tomorrow evening. Sunday, 6 to 7 as well. We'll round up Excel. So, okay, DK Joy, have you asked a question?
No, sir, I've not asked my question. Good evening once again.
Good
Sir,
evening.
please, I've been trying to all the assignments you've been given. I've been doing them with my Google worksheet, like
Google
the
Sheet.
Google worksheet. Yes, I've not been able to install the Microsoft 2021 on my system. It keeps saying not installed, and I've deleted all the Microsoft. The only Microsoft package that is on my system is SQL, but still it's not working. So I don't know if there's any way you can help me, because I know there are some things on this Excel now that Google Sheets can't do. Please, I
Yeah.
really need help.
Okay, what state are you in?
I'm in Lagos.
Do you have anyone that can take your laptop to any technician? Just give them like 500 or 1,000. Let them install 21. They can just do it for you. If you're
So I've
having
gone to Alaba International to install 2021. They now said that they can't do it. It keeps asking that the one they used to do for people, like it keeps asking for product key. I don't know.
what kind of problem is this one now? Okay. Do I have time? I'll reach out. I'll reach out. I'll reach out to you by 12 to the group. Everybody that is having issues with installation, they are last around 12 weeks. I will reach out. We'll hop on the Google Meet to see how many we can fix. Are we together?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Sabina, your question. Sabina. Abimbola. Okay, let's define the last person. Precious Oba.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening. I want to know if we will still have classes on Wednesday, aside
Next
tomorrow and
week.
Sunday. Yeah,
Next
next
week.
week Wednesday. Yes, please.
No, let's use next week. Let's give them a breathing space. All right.
Okay.
For next
All
week
right. So
Wednesday.
there'll be no classes. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but on Friday, Friday we're kicking off Power BI next week. So at least I'll have one day to rest.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
that we don't balance. All right. So in the absence of any other question, please, once the video is live, I want everyone to build their 2 pages. Get to this point. Tomorrow we will format it. We'll format it tomorrow, and we will draw our insights. We'll give our recommendations, and hopefully, if there's enough time, we'll build our sliders and finish up this project tomorrow. Is that okay? All right. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Do have a wonderful evening. Good night.